I was confused for a few seconds when I recalled the commander for this ship, and there's two blacklisted people, and one of them is a fucking Karen. That's always a great sign. But I was super confused when I recalled the commander for this ship, and it was just casually a fucking 21 pointer. But it turns out this is just my old Regolo captain. I have Sansonetti on Regolo now, and this was the captain that I had on Regolo before I got Sansonetti, so that would explain it. But, that's always fun. So just a casual fucking 21 pointer on a tier 6 ship. That's a tech tree ship too, so it's a fucking like giga try hard thing, but whatever. First things first, looking at the matchmaking, no carrier is amazing. Bottom tier, I like the look of that. Akatsuki, Vakwilin, and Farragut for destroyers. Of those, I'm only particularly worried the most about the Vakwilin, just because those things can be nasty with their reload booster. The Farragut can be as well, if he can get a smoke trap. The Akatsuki could also be nasty if he gets a short burst salvo on me. Or not like a burst salvo, but if like he gets a salvo off on me, Japanese HE does hit pretty hard. So that's always fun. Let's see here. The Bayard and the Fiji are the only two cruisers, and I'm not too worried about either of those. As long as I don't try and fight a destroyer in front of them, I should be good. And there is 6 battleships to worry about. Although I'm not too worried about them, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. A lot of them are tier 8 though. Half of them are. There's only one tier 6 battleship for me to farm, but more experience for me. Our salmon was also briefly detected there, as is our Mahan. And I don't know if that's by the Vakwilin or the submarine. There's Scharnhorst depth charge planes. Mahan's smoked up because he doesn't want to fight a Vakwilin. Fair enough to him. We have not spotted anything. We've not spotted any cruisers, any destroyers, nothing. I do tie or outspot all of the other destroyers that they have on their team. Not by much, but I do outspot them. So if they were heading this way, I would have spotted them by now. But there's the Akatsuki down there towards where the Fiji is. Is this Vakwilin killing himself? I think he actually might be killing himself here. Because he's fighting. The Mahan is just going to leave his smoke in front of a Vakwilin and a U-190. Is that good or like no? Vakwilin is dead, so they do not need my help over there. Yep, there goes the Vakwilin. There's the fucking Bayard playing Island Cockroach. And this New Mexico is doing whatever the hell he's doing. I'm honestly gonna try and get just outside of the gun range of this New Mexico. I'm gonna try and farm this man a little bit from concealment because he is just outside of my gun range, and because whatever destroyers they have already fucked off. There's nothing else over here that can spot me. The downside, of course, is as you can see, I don't have lock on, so it's fairly difficult to land super accurate shells. But that's the idea anyway. And I'm hitting mostly turrets and the like. He did DCP that, though. Apparently our Mahan was bitching about putting a bunch of torpedoes into somebody and not killing them. That is just what you call a skill issue. What do you think the chances of this Mahan straight lining are? He is not turning in right now. I'm really waiting for him to fire right now so I can use my smoke and wait and then just farm him because he's spotted by his gun bloom. But it does not look like he's very interested in doing that at the moment. Their Bayard is over there in their spawn, by the way. It looks like I should have white lined those. That is a flood. You know what? Fuck it. We ball. We are just going to farm this man. There's a fire. Switch to the sap because his DCP is down. Is he just not going to shoot at me? Oh, no. There he goes. He's turning his guns for me. Now you see me, now you don't, loser. Let's see if he's gonna try and blind shoot me. Which it does not look like he's going to. Which is a little unfortunate, but it's fine because I don't want to trade any more health than I have to. That New Mexico was very close, and I do not want to trade more health. Because I only have 16k, and that's with Survivability Expert. And I'm probably going to be needing that health to deal with the Brandenburg and the Bayard. We do know that the New Mexico's DCP is down, though. So I'm just going to try and get a cheeky fire or two on him. And then I'm going to let him leave my gun range so I can go dark again. Or I'm going to run into a fucking island. Or he's just not even going to shoot at me. That also works. There's that fire. Between that fire and I believe that's the Fuso shooting at him. Hopefully that... Okay, that's a double fire. He is very, very dead. If my fires don't kill him, that Fuso will. So we are going to turn our attention towards trying to deal with A, because all we have over there is that New Mexico is actually not going to die to those fires, but he's low enough health that hopefully our Fuso is going to be able to kill him. Yeah, there we go. The only thing we have left over here is the North Carolina. So we're going to try and deal with that. On the bright side, we do have the caps right now. And hopefully our North Carolina is going to at least be able to trade with one of them. It's unlikely that he's going to be able to survive this encounter, especially if he's going to sail out broadside to the Brandenburg and into his torpedoes at that. So, yeah, they're okay. That's not ideal. I think our order of priority is going to be trying to get the Brandenburg out and then the U-190. Who is spotting us right now, so I'm just going to... Okay, looks like he didn't dive, because the A is still being flipped. But there's really nothing I can do about it realistically, because there is a Brandenburg and a Bayard that are going to be pressing W over here. There's also the... it's really mainly the Bayard that I'm worried about. The Brandenburg... I can deal with, but the Bayard being French is very fast and could unironically run me down if he really, really wanted to. So he's also going to be a pretty substantial threat to our Fuso, unless he just gets dev struck by said Fuso, which I doubt he's going to. Yeah, and this Brandenburg is just going to sit there on that island. Yeah, our Fuso is just gonna get burned out by the fucking Bayard. We're just throwing away ships at this point, which is not what you want to be doing when you're already behind. We still technically have the Caps lead on them, but how much difference it's actually going to make is up in the air. Without our team just dev striking some people, I'm really not sure if we're going to be able to sustain the lead that we have, especially if we're going to be throwing away ships like this Fuso. On the bright side, this Brandenburg is basically out of the game for now, but we're just if we keep 1-for-1 trading trading ships here, that's not going to win us the game. On the bright side, we might be able to run down this submarine. And the keyword there is might. That is really depending on if he's going to be dumb enough to press W at us, which he is, in fact, going to. The downside, though, is that he's moving away from us and we don't have our speed boost available. Yeah, and our Fuso predictably killed himself. And I don't want to deal with the fucking Brandenburg. And there's really nothing I can do. Okay, those are actually hitting. I honestly didn't expect that. But it's really not gonna matter, I think. Because we just can't keep trading 2-for-1 ships like we have been this entire game. Because now we don't have the ship power left to sustain our lead. So whenever this is a lesson for really just anyone, is if you're going to die, try at very least to trade 1-for-1. But the last thing you want is to throw away ships for nothing, or to trade 2 ships for 1, or 0 for or like 1 or 2 for 0, because that's pretty much what happened right here. We had the Cap lead, but because we just traded so much health and ships to actually get and keep those, this is the situation we find ourselves in now. And I don't think that this is this Brandenburg going to beach? And he actually might. It's a shame that these are Aviary torpedoes and they're not exactly known for being very hard hitting. We're actually, depending on what our Bismarck and Yudachi do, if I can somehow kill this Brandenburg and then grab B, we might have a chance, but I don't think it's going to be feasible, because this Bayard is just going to farm out the Bismarck. The KGV is going to farm out the fucking Bismarck. It's not a great position that we're in right now. And I don't think that that's going to be a flood. If not because his DCP is still up, but because these are Italian torpedoes that hit the midship's main torpedo belt. So we're really just gonna have to try for the fire here. Luckily, this Brandenburg did shoot here. Well, that did cost us a bit of health. And now we're gonna have a Bayard walking at us as well. This Brandenburg's not gonna want to burn either. Feels shooting at tier 8s, man. Yeah, and that Brandenburg's just gonna get away on a sliver. Yeah, and there, predictably, there goes the Bismarck. Now we're gonna have a Bayard problem pretty soon. We're just gonna use our speed boost and we're gonna try and get away from that. Now, Yudachi, to the Yudachi's credit, despite being a no SC, Yudachi, for the most, I mean, I wouldn't run DCP mod either, but that's another story. Like, despite having a fairly scuffed build, that Yudachi has done fairly well for himself up to this point, at least. He did dev strike somebody, although I don't remember exactly who it was. Also, hello, can I shoot my torpedoes, please? That Yudachi has played decent up to this point. He's conserved his health, although I'm not entirely sure how much of that is more through than luck than judgment. Also, shut the fuck up. And yeah, this Bayard is going to have to try to eat those torpedoes to in order to int into those. There's really not much that I can do here. The best I can do is hope that the Bayard is going to int into those, which he's not going to. And then it's really all I can do is just maybe try and kill off that Brandenburg, but that Brandenburg's just played like a little fucking bitch up to this point. He started off behind this island, and then ended up on this island, and then this island. So it's really kind of just ultimately super scuffed. There's really not much else to be done. And of course that's gonna happen. And really, I guess we can just try and farm some defended. We'll see if we can pull off that same trick that we did on the New Mexico earlier. No, that Bayard is too close for that. I don't remember what Bayard Gunbloom is like, but I think it's not big enough that we're going to be able to spot him through our smoke. We're going to nope. Can we blind shoot him? We can. Let's go. There's really nothing else that we can do here. The biggest problem that lost this game, like, I don't want to sound like I'm straight up pointing fingers here, even though I kind of am. We had a good position here, but the thing that for this not only goes for destroyers, but just goes for any ship in general, is you cannot trade ships 2 for 1 or 0 for 1 or trading 0 ships for 1 is good, but trading 1 ship for 0 is bad. It's just you never want to do negative trades because that's ultimately what lost this game. Even though we did kill off half their team and we had them on triple caps, because we just traded so many ships and so much health on our remaining ships in order to achieve that. That's what ultimately lost us this game. And that's what left me in the position of, the unenviable position of having to gunfight a Bayard. And he's not even gonna push into me. It's unfortunate. Okay. And that's about to be game. And that really sucks because that was a pretty decent game too, as far as tier 6 standards go. But do, do, do. You know, at very least there were no carriers. And yeah, that Udachi, to his credit, did play a good game, but damn. I mean, that really just about explains a lot right there. When the blacklisted Martel outscores almost everyone else on the team, that should tell you about all you need to know. The North Carolina that was a lot that outlived the majority of the team also placed second bottom. Hold on, let's actually do a little bit of blacklisting. That salmon was already blacklisted, 46%er. Yet that makes sense. 40. Okay, hold on. Before I do anything else, let's just remember to do our blacklisting. I mean, this is also, I guess, the standard tier 6 experience is seeing 44%ers and then people who like these guys right here who have like only a couple of hundred games under their belt. But whatever. That is depressing. So that is going to wrap it up for today. I'll see you on stream tomorrow.